So today we have award-winning multi-platinum recording artist Andy Grammer. How are you today, man?
How's it going? Good to see you.
Pretty good. So can you tell us a little bit about your partnership with Quaker Chewy? I know you guys are in the process of writing one of the hottest new camp tracks of all time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's been a really hard year for kids playing together. There has been a lack of that, and that's so important. I have two little girls of my own, and the idea that this summer, people are actually going to get to be together, and kids can go to summer camp is a really, really sweet thing. So we want to send as many as we possibly can and help send some kids that maybe otherwise wouldn't be able to go. So the way that we're going to do it, we're going to write a camp track. Basically, everyone submit your lyric of what camp means to you to chewycamptrack.com. And then me and my esteemed writing partner, my 4-year-old daughter, are going to take all these lyrics together and we're going to make an incredible camp track. And for every lyric that is submitted, Quaker Chewy will donate $1 to the American Camp Association.
Awesome.
Which is really cool.
That's really awesome. So, I mean, going into that, taking money from donations to underprivileged children to put them into camps throughout the summer, like what does it mean to you to use your platform to help others in that way?
Yeah, I can't think of a time in history that it's been more important to get people together. It's just been a really hard year, and to be able to help get kids playing together at this specific time in history seems like a really cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah. So what do you feel is like a great benefit for children to be going to summer camp, especially now more than ever?
Yeah, just what we get, the interactions that we get. It's so basic. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know if that has been this important throughout history to be like, man, it's been a whole year of, I've spent a lot of time with my daughters, and I consider myself to be a pretty fun dad. But the way my daughter lights up when she's around her friends is still a little bit different.
So, I mean, on the topic of your children, Father's Day is just around the corner coming up on Sunday. Being a father, do you have any like special plans to celebrate the occasion coming up?
I haven't thought of it too much yet, but I probably just want to be around them in really fun ways. I was thinking I might, because I have two, maybe split it up and have like little daddy-daughter dates throughout the day. That's my plan.
Oh yeah, that'll be awesome. So, I mean, I don't know if you know this or not, but today is actually the 10-year anniversary of your self-titled debut album.
Whoa,
I mean,
I
do you
didn't
have
know
any
that. That's
fun plans
awesome.
to commemorate that occasion?
Man, I guess I have to. Thanks for telling me about that. We're gonna have to do celebrate or something. 10 years. Holy crap.
And on that album is your chart-topping massive hit, Keep Your Head Up. I mean, 10 years later, did you ever think that this song would be even more relevant in today's times than it ever was? And like, how have you kept your head up over the last year?
I know that one I just wrote as a little pick me up to myself, and then it kind of worked for a lot of different people. Um, Over the last year, how have I kept myself up? I have really just continually had to choose to look at the good stuff, and it's been harder than it usually is for the last year, but still came out on top, I think.
Yeah. So have you learned anything about yourself or your kids during your time off the road?
For sure, I got to learn what like real, like I think that I'm always present, but a consistency of every day, every single day doing a routine with them has been a really sweet, valuable experience.
Yeah. So you also recently signed a new record deal and you're
Yeah.
working on tons of new music, I'm assuming. And I know you're gearing up to release your new single, Lease on Life, later this month. Can you tell us a little bit about that song and maybe the story behind it?
Yeah, Lease on Life is kind of like finding a new take on everything, and I think we've all had to do that
Definitely.
this year. And hopefully this new take is actually better than the old one.
Your publicist shared a video with us of you and your daughter singing that song.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Got a brand new lease on life.
Like, how did it feel to know that your kids already are gravitating towards your music?
Honestly, that is like really good sign. So I started as a street performer, and I remember when you're singing a song and a little baby's like bobbing to it, you have something. So I'm excited. It's been really cool to see them learn it so quick.
On the topic of new music, you're also working on a new album. It's
Yeah.
expected out later this year. Can you share any details of the forthcoming project? Do you have any tracks laid out?
Oh yeah, it's pretty much done, and it's very like, so it's always weird to talk about music, but it is kind of a lot around the topic of of self-love. You know, I think a lot of people got hit hard with the pandemic, and when you take away what you do, then a lot of us get our value from what we do. And I had to really do some exploring to figure out, like, oh man, I think I'm getting a little too much of my self-worth from what I do, and putting those pieces back together and figuring it out for myself created like some really interesting songs that I think people are going to dig.
So if you had to like describe that album in 3 words, what would you say?
I would say it's introspective, bombastic, and joyful. Which sound like weird, but that's what it is.
So 10 years, going back to the 10-year anniversary of your debut, how will like this upcoming album compare or differentiate from your debut album?
Yeah, I think the debut album is someone who thought he was being as vulnerable as he could be at that place in his life, and now it's just like there's like the first, like that album is a little more like singing to a crowd, and this album is like getting in the crowd with everyone, singing with them. I think
Kind of like bringing together everyone as one big unified group,
or less just like perspective of like I don't know, if you ask me at 26, like do you have everything together, how you doing, you doing good, I'd go like, I'm great, I'm doing great. And if you ask me now at 37, how you doing, you doing great, I'm like, oh, I'm totally messed up like everybody else, but like let's sing about it, you know, like that's I think the difference.
So aside from working on your new album, releasing that upcoming single, and partnering with Chewy, do you have any other exciting plans in the works for this year? Are you returning to the road?
You know, we're going to be doing as many shows as we possibly can, hopefully, and working out that new interesting web of interesting difficulties to figure out how to get out on the road as soon as possible. But that's definitely where we're headed.
Awesome. Well, I just want to thank you for taking the time to chat with us today, and we look forward to all your new music and hitting the road, and definitely checking out the new album.
Great to meet you, man. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you.